After receiving hate mail following the death of Celebre Dallin, jockey Michael Nolan, who rode the horse in the Grand National, has removed his social media accounts. Just 2 days after falling at the Aintree Showcase race with nothing left to give, Celebre Dallin unfortunately went away on Monday night at the age of 13. The gelding, a 125-to-1 outsider trained by Johnson White and Philip Hobbs, needed veterinary care after he slumped after the final fence due to weakness in the latter stages. The British Horse Racing Authority, BHA, confirmed that jockey Nolan had broken riding regulations by continuing to ride a horse that was obviously having trouble, and he was given a 10-day punishment. That followed a steward's inquiry that resulted in interviews with the veterinary officer and Nolan. Additionally, Nolan was subjected to a barrage of online hatred once the news of Celebre Dallin's death broke. The jockey was the target of several irate spectators, one of whom remarked, "Absolutely disgusted by what you did to that poor horse. You got off lightly with your ban, practically whipping a horse to injury or death. You should be ashamed. Owners should steer clear of you," one angry commenter said after calling Nolan a horse abuser. Another said, "I didn't think Michael Nolan's 10-day ban was sufficient. It was terrible to witness a 13-year-old horse thrash over the Grand National fences on a sweltering day when he obviously had nothing left to give. This has now had disastrous results. Salutations, Celebre Dallin." Another person raged, "Michael Nolan ought to be permanently barred. Those jockeys have a responsibility to the horses, and he has let Celebre Dallin down. He rides a lot of horses every week and is aware when they are beaten, therefore in my opinion, he should never be permitted to compete in a race again. There should be no excuses allowed." Following the mistreatment, Nolan's Facebook and X accounts were later removed, and animal rights organizations also harshly criticized him. Ian Green, the director of Animal Aid, commented in a statement, "It is absolutely abhorrent that Celebre Dallin has died after racing until he had no more to give in the Grand National. The jockey who rode him till he collapsed was given a meager 10-day punishment. It is absolutely criminal for the British Horse Racing Authority, BHA, to permit a horse of this age to compete in the most grueling and most dangerous event in history. Horses running for their lives is a clear and upsetting form of animal abuse. It is not sport." Celebre Dallin's passing remained a hot topic on social media, with many fans using the sad event as an opportunity to demand a significant change to Aintree's rules. Fans believed that an age restriction should be implemented for the main event going forward because the horse, who was 13 years old, was the oldest in the competition. "He should never have been entered in that race," one person added. "Never. Not at 13. That terrible jockey should be permanently banned. Celebre Dallin, he did not deserve to be treated the way he was. There hasn't been a 13-year-old winner in 100 years, another enthusiast noted. The famous Dallin was a true 3-miler. Enjoy your day as a jockey or owner. When you need to, pull him up." Over the past 5 years, Nolan's has seen almost 1,200 rides. In truth, he is good on his day and is not an amateur. No justifications. Rest in peace. One more fan added, "Desperately sad." It's simple to think about it, but the jockey obviously didn't care about the horse's well-being, and the horse was 13 years old. The famous Dallin has passed away. All parties lost credibility. "Absolutely heartbreaking, particularly for those who loved and cared for him," said another extremely distressed person. "Even while I enjoy racing, you have to wonder why a 13-year-old was chosen to compete in the GN in the first place. It is necessary to examine and extend jockey's suspension. You deserved better, Celebre Dallin. Rest in peace." "We're heartbroken to share that Celebre Dallin has passed away," a statement released Tuesday morning by the horse's trainer, Johnson White Racing, and Philip Hobbs said. "The veterinary teams gave him the best care possible, and he was getting better. But last night, he became much worse and was no longer able to be saved. We shall all miss him terribly because he was a fantastic horse." After the second-last fence in the Grand National, Celebre Dallin seemed to be having trouble. Nolan rode on, jumping the last one and finally drawing up. After being able to walk into a horse ambulance, the gelding was taken for additional evaluation. On Saturday night, Matt Chapman of The Sun and ITV said that Celebre Dallin had been diagnosed with heatstroke and would spend the night at Aintree for observation. Additionally, Celebre Dallin's condition appeared to be improving on Sunday, as the gelding appeared to be in excellent shape on social media. Celebre Dallin bright and breezy this morning at Aintree races after running so brilliantly in the Grand National, Hobbs and White's joint account posted a video of the horse on X. An inquiry was held to consider whether Michael Nolan, the rider of Celebre Dallin, Fr., had continued in the race when the horse appeared to have no more to give and was clearly losing ground after the second-last fence, the BHA said in its complete statement on the event. Records of the incident were examined, and interviews with the rider and the veterinary officer were conducted. The biker received a 10-day suspension. All of us at the BHA are saddened to learn of the death of Celebre Dallin following Saturday's Randox Grand National, said Brant Dunshay, the BHA's interim chief executive, in a statement after the event. We offer our sympathies to his connections today, as it has been evident since Saturday afternoon how much the horse meant to them. Celebre Dallin received a comprehensive examination from racecourse veterinarians, just like every other runner in the Grand National. A trot-up, a physical examination of the limbs to look for heat, soreness, or swelling, and an ear examination to listen for any heart murmurs or irregularities are all part of this health check. This is the last phase of a thorough inspection procedure that makes sure a horse is fit to compete in the National. The process also involves a review of veterinary records and an evaluation by a panel of specialists to determine a horse's race record and suitability for competition. The horse would have also undergone 2 examinations, separated by a month, by the trainer's own veterinarian as part of this procedure. After pulling up and then collapsing towards the end of the race, Celebre Dallin received treatment from the team of expert veterinarians, they added. After receiving prompt assistance from the on-site teams, he was given all the time he required to react to treatment while racing before being returned to the racecourse stable's first-rate veterinary facilities, where he stayed overnight and continued to receive care. After demonstrating improvement overnight, he then made his way to a nearby stud that was connected to the horse's owners on Sunday. As is the norm each year and with any fatal accident in any race, the BHA and Aintree Racecourse will conduct a thorough analysis of the race and this occurrence. The horse will be sent for a post-mortem as part of this.